Welcome to the absolute value of graphs. So we're going to be looking at sketching absolute value and square root graphs given a function. So for this video, we'll just look at the absolute value, but the graphs that will be covered over the next two videos are the absolute values. So one will be the absolute value of the function, one will be the absolute value of x within the function, and the other one will be the absolute value of y. And we're going to look at how we graph each of these given the graph that's drawn for us already. In the next video, we'll move on to the square roots. So the first one, when we're doing the absolute value of the function. So a reminder, absolute value of a number makes a number positive. So when you're given a graph and you want to find the absolute value of the function, it will change the section that is below the x-axis and reflect it over the x-axis. That is, we make all the negative y values into positive values. So we're going to look at sketching y equals the absolute value of the function for this graph here. So the section that is below the x-axis gets reflected over the x-axis. So I've shaded it there, between 0 and 5 is below, and because all the y values there are negative, it's going to be reflected over the x-axis. That's the graph we get. So that section that was below the x-axis is now reflected over the x-axis to give us the absolute value of the function. Second one, when we look at the absolute value of x, so the function of the absolute value of x. So with this one, the section that's affected is the x values, as the negative x values now become positive x values. So everything to the right of the y-axis remains and this the same, and we reflect it across the y-axis. So here's our same graph as the one before, and we're going to do the function of the absolute value of x. So this is the section. So from 0 above, we are going to reflect that section of the y-axis, or that section over the y-axis. And that's the graph we get. So it looks the same. This becomes an even function because it's symmetrical over the y-axis. And for the final one, we're looking at the absolute value of y for the function. So with this, we change the section. It affects the y values as the negative y values now become positive y values. That is, everything above the x-axis remains the same, and we reflect this section across the x-axis. So sketch the section that's above the x-axis and you reflect that across the x-axis. So this graph no longer becomes a function because you have more than one value, one y value for every x value. So this is the section that is above the x-axis, and we're going to reflect that section over the x-axis. So that's what we do. We reflect that section over the x-axis. Thank you.